Hey everybody, welcome back to Hearthstone Arena, Northernlion's Den. Let's go back to the arena then, shall we? Because we're not here to look at the goddamn title screen. So I'm 2-1 on this Druid deck, and we're just gonna hit play and get started here. So it's an interesting deck so far. It's worked out pretty well for me. Lots of high damage creatures that come out in the late game, and basically this is built around kind of comboing mana cards into one another so that we can get those high mana creatures out there right off the bat. Hopefully this guy didn't build his deck the same way. The third game is always like, oh, this is a really shitty starting hand here. I'm gonna reroll everything, but third game when you're 1-1 is always the scary one, because it's like, I feel like that's where you really find out if your deck's shitty, or if your deck at least has a chance to do okay for you. This is still a pretty bad hand in all honesty. But that's really where you find out, like, okay, is this deck gonna take me to 1-3, or do I have a chance to win more? And we won convincingly in the first game, had a hard loss in the second one, won convincingly in the third game. So even if we continue to lose a couple more, I'm at least happy with how this deck came about. Obviously, deck construction is something that I'm working on all the time. I'm gonna use wild. You know, here's the thing with wild growth. It's like putting money into a savings account, right? The earlier you do it, the more dividends it pays as the game goes on. So I could totally kill Loot Hoarder on this turn, either via Wrath or via my hero power. But I think it's a better idea to just play Wild Growth right off the bat, and then hope that it eventually allows us to get out some creatures earlier that will cause him some problems. We'll see, though. This could be a terrible mistake. I hate Loot Hoarder as a card. It gives him card draw. It's a 2-mana card with 2 attack, which is, you know, solid. It's basically like it costs 1 more than a Murloc Raider, but it also gives him the Death Rattle. So he's going to do some damage to me. That doesn't really concern me. The way that these games have gone so far is essentially... Okay, well, obviously I really dislike that he has Divine Shield out there. I really don't want to send out Mana Wraith. I don't want to use my Silence. So I guess that leaves us with Wrath for card draw. And, sure, let's do things that way. So we'll hero power up. And, I guess we might as well kill this right off the bat. We shouldn't, though. I should at least take off the Divine Shield with that, and then we'll kill this guy. That'll give him card draw, but it'll also give me card draw, and it takes that 2-1 creature off the board. We get Master Swordsmith, which is a pretty good card, and then it's all about what we choose to play next turn, which is hopefully going to be a 3-mana card, and then, I actually know it would be awesome to get Innervate, too, and be able to send something else out there. Tough match so far, though. He obviously has board control. He has a card advantage for now, but he'll probably play some. But I have a mana advantage. Big problem for me is going to be that I'm not going to be able to get any of his creatures off the board, or put more of my creatures on after I play this Venture Co. Mercenary, which is a great card, I think, but also a scary card. So, what do you do? I think it might be in our best interest, honestly, to put Venture Co. Mercenary out there right away. It's a 5-mana card. It does a ton of damage. I think that's going to cause him to actually, you know, soak up some damage with his creatures using it. And hopefully it won't survive that long. But every time I summon this, I always think, like, oh, it's going to die in, like, 2 turns, and then I'll be able to summon more units. And then the enemy just ignores it. But in any game where I put this out reasonably early, I've also had a very good chance of winning. Or a very good track record when it comes to winning, so hopefully that holds true here. I could give it +4 attack on the next turn if it lives. Might be a good idea. But, you know, I have to manage my mana a little bit more closely now because of the situation that we're in. So I think he's just going to attack directly over top of it, which honestly doesn't worry me all that much. If he wants to River Crocolisk over top, I'll do 7 damage to him, and we can trade hits all day. Or I could do 11 damage to him. So he's going to put that back in his hand so then he can replay it on the next turn with Divine Shield, I guess. It's kind of a weird choice. He's going to sacrifice himself, and then he could kill me on the next turn with Ancient Brewmaster. We could send out Mad Bomber. That seems like an interesting choice. I don't think there's any value at all in sending out our Mad Bomber here. I don't think there's any value in sending out the Silence. We can't do it anyway. We could send out Mana Wraith and then never use a minion again for the rest of our life. Or we could give a minion +4 attack or +4 health and taunt. And honestly, I kind of like this one in this case, because if we do this, we give him +4 health and taunt. He's got to attack me on the next turn. Obviously, it's going to be a lot harder to summon minions, but he's going to have to do something about it. And in the meantime, we're going to be able to do some damage to him. Or I could just hit him for 11 right now. But I would rather take the board control from him, because this does put us in a position where... I mean, the other thing is I could just kill him and then on the next turn summon Mad Bomb. Whatever. We'll just hit him directly. Smack him around a little bit. and then armor up and basically do the same thing with our hero. So he's got to do something about this card or it's going to start to get a little dangerous for him. I can run a silence on the next turn or start sending out my creature that will buff the shit out of him. And, you know, he's going to be easier to kill as time goes on because that's just the nature of Hearthstone. But I'm happy with this card. I always am so skeptical about using Venture Company Mercenary because he's cheap and he's got great stats for his mana cost, but he also has a terrible debuff that makes it very hard to send out more minions. Which is why I have all these Innervate cards in the deck and Wild Growth as well. Let's see what he's going to do with this. Deal 5 damage to an enemy or 2 damage to all of them. Alright, so he's just going to kill me on this turn and probably sacrifice his Ancient Brewmaster to do it. And I'm A-okay with that, honestly, because this is going to allow me to send out way more creatures on the next turn. And I think I got the value out of that card that I needed, even though I did spend a lot of mana to buff it. He had to do something about it, and he did. So, I think it's in our best interest to probably, if we're going to summon Mana Wraith, we should do it last. So we should probably send out Mad Bomber, then Murloc Raider. So let's start with Mad Bomber, just because there's no minions of mine that he could fuck up. And if he hits me once or twice, whatever, I've got armor, right? So that's not that big of a deal. It's a price you pay. I'm happy to have it. We have 5 mana left. Mana Wraith is a 1/3. Kind of like Murloc Raider. And that'll take us down to 4. And then Master Swordsmith. And then Hero Power. So we've got obviously a lot of cards on the board right here. I don't know if Druid has any AoE attacks that... I guess Starfall is one of those AoE attacks that does that. But he's got to do something about this, and if he doesn't, on the next turn, I could either silence or use my Taunt creature, which will protect the fuck out of these. And hopefully we'll start drawing some of those buffs that I can get, like give all minions +2 attack. That would be really deadly for him right now. Or it's actually give all creatures, or all... characters, that's what they use for to include your hero. Oh, Mad Bomber. Okay, hits me, hits himself, hits Murloc Raider. So I'm disappointed that it hit Murloc Raider. At least he did 1 damage to himself. That means my Mad Bomber wins, motherfucker. He's still got some mana that he can use here. Not being able to use Murloc Raider before it got killed sucks a little bit, but you know that's what happens, I guess. Mad Bomber's funky like that sometimes. So he's gonna 1 mana up and put his 1/1 Divine Shield creature out there. Again, is silence worth it? Not in this case. If I had a like a Brewmaster, I might. I do have a Brewmaster, I just can't use it. Okay, so he's going to use Wrath and destroy Friendly Swordsmith, or Master Swordsmith. Yeah, sure. Understandable. So we get Direwolf Alpha. We can use this to cause some problems. I could also summon my Taunt creature. He's got to do something with it, right? So if I summon my Taunt minion... and then attack him directly. I think this is the right way to do it. So I think we summon our Taunt, and then we use Mad Bomber to attack directly. I could have attacked him as well, and then, but then he could have, I don't know. We'll see. He's got to do something about the Taunt creature now. And I still have some decent cards that I can send out next. I still have a Silence, which I'm waiting on using until he has a really good minion out on the field that maybe has Taunt or something, and I can get around and kill him. Or, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Again, if I can use this to get around even a shitty Taunt and then kill him on that turn, it's worth it. Mana Wraith is something I would like to send out. He's given his creatures the Death Rattle, which is annoying because it's going to allow him to summon some more creatures even when he sacrifices the creatures that he's already got out there. But he's only going to summon 1 Treant on this turn because he can't lose his Divine Shield any other way. Now, here's the question. What's he going to do with his armor? I think he's probably just going to keep it. Yep. So he wisely chose not to attack my tree creature, which I think is a good idea. There's no point in silencing that creature again. I think we play Direwolf Alpha to give our adjacent creatures +1 attack. And then I think the obvious choice here is we smack him around a little bit. There's no way to buff our Taunt creature anymore. So what I'm going to do is just throw out a second Taunt. And then use my Hero Power and attack him once. And it should be quite obvious now that he's going to have a hell of a time. The reason, by the way, I didn't kill the Argent Squire is because that would summon a 2/2 Treant, which I then believe would be able to attack Ironbark Protector, and then the Treants could just wipe it out. So I'm probably in a pretty good position, but I'm trying to make it even more difficult for him than it already was. We shall see, though. He could definitely have that 3-mana card that restores 8 health. It might be a 5-mana card, I'm not sure. That still wouldn't save him. He's probably in a pretty tough spot here, so I'm going to take this opportunity to take a leisurely sip of my coffee. And if I do win this one, I'll feel pretty good about it. Okay, we can silence that on the next turn, so unfortunately he's still going to lose. This is why I saved my silence as long as possible. And again, he can't hero power, so Iron Bark Protector will totally live. Even if, yeah, if he has to concede. Well, he didn't have to concede. He could have just chosen not to concede, obviously. But I think this is the right idea, just to save us both some time here. Well, that's 3-1. Let's play another one, obviously. Going well so far. Anytime you can get up 3 wins in an arena, I feel pretty good about the deck. And it's been a little while, honestly. I've been having some subpar play, both in the series and off camera. But then I broke off a nice winning streak last night. I won, like, I think I won 8 out of my first 10 games and got promoted to Platinum 2-star instead of Platinum 1-star, which I'd been stuck at for like 3 days. And I'm feeling a little bit better about my Hearthstone play now. Hopefully I can continue it here. Playing against a Rogue, who is one of the scummiest classes, obviously, in Arena. One of the most beloved classes for its ability to be scum. Interesting. Let me take a second to think about this. We have Acolyte of Pain. I like it for card draw. Questing Adventurer synergize as well, because the more cards we get, the better Questing Adventurer gets. Power of the Wild. Give your minion +1/+1 or summon a 3/2 Panther and swipe. And we go second, which is good. But I'm going to get rid of swipe. Power of the Wild I might keep, just because it's good enough. On our second turn, we could play Questing Adventure, and if he can't kill it, then we can start dropping some cards. Please give me Innervate or Wild Growth, though. Savage Roar. Well, I'd rather have that because it's a 3-mana card instead of a 4-mana card, but I don't know. Could have been better. If I don't get Wild Growth or Innervate right off the bat, there's no point, right? Like, yeah, I'll just end my turn. If I don't get them right off the bat, there's no point, because like a Wild Growth when you already have 9 mana and you're going to have 10 on the next turn is worthless. I really liked the Arena deck I had with the Druid. I think it had like 3 Wild Growths in it, because Arena decks can break the rules that most people are otherwise bound by in pre-constructed deck play. But allow me to close this gate and get outside of my own head a little bit. Maybe crush some of this Bramble as well. We'll see what he chooses to do. Ideally, yep, that's what I was hoping. He would just summon a weapon and then probably attack me with it once, which is no big deal. No point in playing Questing Adventurer on this turn, because he could just use his hero power again and kill it, and I want to make sure it survives a little bit longer. We could deal 1 damage and draw a card. Or we could coin and then play a 3/2 Panther, which he could then kill. Or we could play Direwolf Alpha. Or we could do Wrath, deal 1 damage and draw a card. Or we could just use our own hero power, which honestly I kind of like in this situation. So let's use our own hero power, and you know, we'll force him to actually play a creature first, and we'll continue drawing cards. Next turn, we can play 2 things, I guess, if we wanted to. Not that there's much of a point to it. So he's just going to hero power himself and attack me again. I'm content to keep going like this, honestly, especially if he doesn't have 1 extra mana that he can use for anything. His weapon's now broken, which actually means, okay, so a Dragonling Mechanic would be awesome. But this does mean that I can now send out Questing Adventurer, and it should be safe for the first turn. I mean, you never know against a Rogue, right? Like, he could have Backstab. He could have a lot of things. So maybe it's better to send out, like, Acolyte of Pain first and just bait out a Backstab or something. Backstab 0 mana is such a pain in the dick. But obviously we get +1/+1 for every... But Questing Adventurer is not going to live for 100 years, so let's send out Acolyte of Pain first. Maybe we get some card draw out of this. And as a result, if he does damage to it, I get card draw as well, and maybe that'll make Questing Adventurer better. But mostly I want to try to get some cards out of his hand that could possibly take me out, like a Shiv and a Backstab. We'll see. Obviously, I'm scared of kind of rogue combos. Defias Ringleader. This is our town scrub. Yeah, beat it. I'm scared of those. But this is why I'm holding on to a lot of cards here for now. Obviously, this is probably... Okay, Knife Juggler's annoying. So he's going to do 1 damage to a random enemy. Oh, and he's just going to combo the shit out of my guy right off the bat. I will get 1 card draw out of it. So now that he's used Eviscerate, I feel a little bit more confident about playing Questing Adventurer. Question is, how the fuck do we get anything on the field here? Or, you know, we could play Dragonling Mechanic. But he'd have Knife Juggler. He could probably destroy my Dragonling on the first hit, but it's going to be very difficult for me to keep creatures alive here. I think Dragonling Mechanic might be the right play here. So I'm trying to talk myself through these decisions, because as of right now, this is looking like a tough one. Rogue has a lot of ability to control the board. Backstab, Shiv, Eviscerate, obviously. The ability to create his own weapon. His or her own weapon, I guess. Kind of want to bait out some of his cards right off the bat. Because if I have card advantage, I can kind of snowball a little bit. Like, if I play Questing Adventurer, it survives for a turn, and then I'm able to play 3 cards on top of that. That becomes a 5/5 creature, which is a lot harder to kill. If I have a Taunt to back it up, I have some board control. 2 Savage Roars could give me a ton of attack. Direwolf also buffs the adjacent minions. We'll see how this works. Okay, so he's just going to destroy my Dragonling, or Mechanical Dragonling, by way of Betrayal. He's probably got a combo card after that. If I, no? Well, he did, actually. Okay. Exactly the one that I was afraid of, actually. He knife juggled me and my minion, which is actually good enough to allow him to clear off the board this turn. That's annoying. He's going to attack me directly. Kind of a weird choice, I think. So, Venture Co. Mercenary, I don't know if it's the right time to play that, in all honesty. We have 5 mana. We can easily destroy Knife Juggler. We could then use Wrath and destroy Defias Ringleader. We could Hero Power up. Is there a 3-mana, good 3-mana card for Questing Adventurer? Shit, okay, let's try it. We destroy him. We then use Wrath and destroy Defias Ringleader. Deal 3 damage. Like so. Oh, but we can't Hero Power up and then play Questing Adventurer. Okay. Well, I could use Savage Roar and just kill it, but then that's a total waste. For 2 mana, we could summon a 3/2 Panther. Is that the best use of 2 mana, though? I really want to get Questing Adventurer out there, but then he can easily just kill it on the first turn. I could play Questing Adventurer Coin. They give it a +1/+1, but he could still kill it with his Hero Power. I don't think I'm getting enough on the field here quickly enough, but we're going to Hero Power and destroy it. I've obviously got a huge card advantage, but this is a risky position to be in. He's only done 7 damage to me, and with 5 cards in his hand, that doesn't worry me that much altogether, but we'll see. Just playing it slow. Normally this deck does work pretty quickly, which it's not this time, but that's because I've had to spend a lot of turns reactively dealing with what he's sending out. He's going to attack me directly, which is an interesting choice. Is he just going to save the rest of his mana? If so, then he must have cards that respond to creatures. So maybe we can bait out some of those cards. But, okay. Swipe, deal 4 damage to an enemy and 1 damage to all other enemy minions. Or 1 damage to all other enemies. Questing Adventurer. And then... I'm trying to think. Questing Adventurer... We gotta get it out there at some point. Do we have a Twilight Drake in this deck? I think we do. Questing Adventurer. Coin. Just to buff it a little bit. And give us a little extra mana. Power of the Wild. Summon a 3/2 Panther. Just to get something out there. And then Direwolf Alpha. Give all adjacent minions +1 attack. So this was what we were waiting to do, basically. I have no doubt in my mind that he can probably invest a lot of mana and manage to kill... I mean, hopefully, in his mind, he wants to kill Questing Adventurer. On the next turn, I can invest 6 mana, give each character +4 attack. Questing Adventurer will also get a +2/+2. So that he'll be, like, doing 12 damage, and I'll be doing another... Jesus, that'd be like another 8. It could, you know... If he doesn't take care of some creatures on this turn, let's put it this way, he's in for a rough time in all likelihood. Especially if I get an Innervate might not do too much for me here. But for once, I do feel like I have control of something on the board. So he's just going to use Assassinate to destroy an enemy minion, which he had to do. And then he's going to destroy Direwolf Alpha. But he used all of his mana and an Assassinate card to do that. And I still have a creature on the board at the end of the turn. His weapon is broken. And I feel a little bit better about this now. So we have a Silence. It's a card that obviously I enjoy a lot, but I'm not going to use it straight away. Here's the question. If I play my Wind Fury Harpy on this turn, will it live? We'll see. We're going to make him deal with this. And then if he kills it, next turn we just send out the Venture Co. Mercenary, which is also a pain in the ass. But I wanted to play this first, just to actually get it out. Otherwise, you know, if I play Venture Co. Mercenary first, it's probably harder to deal with, but it also means there's 0 chance that I'll be getting this Wind Fury Harpy out anytime soon. So on the next turn, I have a number of options. Venture Co. Mercenary is a good one, I think. I've never lost when I've gotten it out reasonably early. Not that it is reasonably early anymore. Silence could be useful. Swipe could also do like a serious amount of damage to the enemies. But ideally, if he doesn't kill Wind Fury Harpy, I give Wind Fury Harpy plus 4 damage, and then she does 16 damage on this turn. If he doesn't kill something at the very least, he's going to die. So he used 5 mana to summon his weapon, which he can use to kill Panther, but he'll take 3 damage as a result. And he's got 3 mana left. I don't know if he's going to be able to take out Wind Fury Harpy on this turn. He could if he attacks Wind Fury Harpy and then uses a backstab, or vice versa. Oh, he's going to eviscerate it and then kill it. But he's getting these cards out of his deck, so that's fine. He's going to take 4 mana as a result. His weapon's going to lose 1 durability. Frustrating, of course, but not that big of a problem, all things considered. So I think now we send out Venture Co. Mercenary. All minions now cost more. We could use Savage Roar, but I don't think that's the smart play. And I also think it's not a smart play at all to use Innervate and Swipe. So I think we just kind of hero power in this situation, do damage to him directly, and see how he handles it on the next turn. My guess is he's going to smack Panther and kill it. We'll see, though. Venture Co. Mercenary can cause him some serious problems. Again, 2 Savage Roars gives him 13 attack, and then I'd have 2, and I could hero power with Innervate if necessary, and finish him off. If he doesn't kill Venture Co. Mercenary or summon a taunt on this turn, I think I could take him out, but you never want to miscalculate that, even by 1. It can cause you some real problems. If he lives for a turn and I lose all momentum and he heals or something, I've had losses that have resulted. So he does have a taunt as a result, or he summoned a taunt. Cult Master is going to give him some card draw. My guess is that he's hero powering doesn't make sense to me. Oh no, he's going to attack me directly. Ooh, I think that's a kind of terrible idea. So, let's think about this. Mark of Nature, give a minion plus 4 attack. Okay, this is like the end, I think. 3/3/3, we can totally do this. Okay, first things first, attack him, wipe him out. Now, how do we do 16 damage in 1 turn? We do 7, then we give our minion plus 4, that's 11, then plus 2, 15, Innervate, Hero Power, 16. We don't even need to Innervate and Hero Power, we'll get 2 damage ourselves. Does this work? Do I have the mana? Yes. Give you plus 4 attack, like so. And then plus 2 attack. And plus another 2 attack, and that should do it. So there's 15 damage with Venture Co. Mercenary, and minus 3 health for him now remaining. Okay, that's another big win. And honestly, we kind of fell behind early there, but we were able to pull it back. Venture Co. Mercenary again, being the card that I need it to be. So let's do one more here. Why not, right? 4 wins, 1 loss. We're 1 win away from having my best arena finish ever, which would be very nice to be able to say after some disheartening play for sure. I'm very pleased with this deck, and above all else, I have a renewed appreciation for Venture Co. Mercenary, which is doing some serious work for me here. Let's see if we can find an opponent. I'm not sure if I'm at silver or platinum level. Obviously, there's a big difference between the two. I think I'm at platinum level in Arena now, which means I should be facing opponents who are roughly on the same level that I normally face in ladder play, although Arena play is usually a little bit harder competition just because people are using their own hard-earned money here. So, in my Druid play so far, I've done pretty terribly. I don't think I want to take Soul of the Forest yet. I like Innervate early, obviously. Wild Growth would be such a good card. Master Swordsmith, alright. Mad Bomber works best if you don't use it first, is my feeling on that. So if he plays a minion and it only has 2 health or 1 health, then Mad Bomber could do some damage to it, which is important. Obviously, it's a roll of the dice, but okay. All enemy minions lose stealth. Or all minions lose stealth. Draw a card. He basically just used every card draw. That's fine. Master Sword. I'm just going to use Hero Power. This served me well in the last run. There's no reason to play all your cards. You keep them close to your chest, and then we can cause some problems for him later. So is he going to Hero Power, or is he going to play a minion? Also, it's worth noting that Hunter has so many, like, destroy minion cards. Random Beast, probably this one. Nope, Scarlet Crusader, that's annoying. But I could kill it instantly with Mad Bomber if I get lucky. Give your characters plus 2 attack is not worth anything in this case. Worst case scenario, I could use Innervate after this. Oh, come on, you can do it. Yes, the greatest card! Might as well say sorry about that one. I am genuinely sorry about that one. With our 2 mana card, we did 1 damage to him and destroyed his 3 mana creature that he used coin for. So that was a good play. Now he summons the Random Beast. It is the 4/2 charge. He's going to use it to hit me directly. Not a bad choice, I suppose. We still have Innervate. We could summon our Harpy on this turn. Is that the right play? I don't think so. I think instead we summon Dragonling Mechanic. And we'll start thinking about Master Swordsmith soon after. But we just destroy... Yeah, we'll just destroy the boar on this turn. And we'll let him figure out how he's going to handle this. Maybe he sees fit to use a multi-shot. And then maybe a 1/1 charge boar or something like that, just to wipe out the field. Basically, I'm sending out creatures that are disposable to me. If they die, then he's used his good cards to take care of it. Yeah, see, they called it right there. One of my creatures even lived after that, so I feel pretty good about that, in all honesty. And now with our 5/4 creature that has a taunt, this gets really scary for him, in my opinion. I think we play Booty Bay Bodyguard, and we may actually want to use Innervate on this one. To give us the Master Swordsmith, which will hopefully buff up our taunt creature even more. But he, obviously, Hunter has a ton of, like, Assassinate and multi-shot, direct shot, etc., etc. But next, if the taunt survives, next turn we send out Wind Fury. The reason I'm going to summon Master Swordsmith is because if direct shot kills a random enemy minion, or deadly shot, sorry, kills a random enemy minion, the more minions we have, the less likely it is that our taunt creature is going to die. If our taunt creature lives and we get our Wind Fury out there, then we get this Savage Roar buff with it, which would be stupid. Our taunt creature did get buffed there. And we could potentially start snowballing here, because it's going to be very hard for him to get board control back unless he has a lot of spells. But, you know, 5 mana is still pretty early. How's he going to deal with it? He's copied one of my minions. This would be a great time for me to have silence, obviously. Well, here's what we could do. For 3 mana, give your characters +2 attack this turn. And then we just kill it with the Dragonling Mechanic. And then we deal damage to him directly. So give your characters +2 attack this turn. Yes, and then we kill the taunts. And we get Savage Roar again, and this is like a really tempting option for me. How much damage would we do? It would be a lot of fun, wouldn't it? It's probably not worth it. It's probably worth saving it until we get the Wind Fury creature out there, although I doubt everyone's going to survive. But still, this is kind of nice. So obviously, he's got to find some way to deal with the taunt monster here. Otherwise, next turn we just win, which would be awesome, but I doubt it's going to happen. If we send out our Wind Fury creature and it manages to survive for longer than, you know, a turn, that'll be it. He's only got 12 health left. That's very low. Silence a minion. That's not that big of a deal, unless he killed... Okay, so that's a problem. That could be explosive trap. So I kind of just want to attack him directly first. Maybe with this guy. Okay, so it's not explosive trap. Without a silence, I'm a little scared. But wait, give your characters +2 attack this turn. He'll do 7. And I'll do 2 + 1. Oh man, I can get him so close. I can kill him on the next turn. Okay, I think this is the right play. We'll use this. Obviously, it would have been, if I'd known that that secret was an explosive trap, I would have just killed him on this turn, but best laid plans of mice and men, you know? So we'll do that, and on the next turn, he has to heal. If he can't heal or do 29 damage to me on this turn, there's 1,000 different ways I can kill him. Hopefully, this is just going to be us going up 5-1. It certainly looks good right now. What could that secret be? That secret must be related to when you play a minion, then. And, shit, he's gonna have problems. Okay, he had to summon a taunt. There's no debate there. And hopefully I pull a silence. Yep, okay, I did. So that'll be it. That was a lucky play there on my part. We can just deal 2 damage to him directly, maybe, but I don't want to take chances. Lucky us. Oh, wait, there's the... I shouldn't have said well played. Deal 4 damage to it. No big deal. We still win. So, that is another big win for us with this Druid deck. It's been a while since I went 3-0 in a video. We are 5-1 now, and honestly, a lot of those wins felt pretty decisive to me. So, we're going to call it quits on the video here. If you enjoyed the episode, and God knows that I did, make sure to click the like button and support me there. Oh, that must have been silver, not gold. Maybe I'm crazy. Yeah, make sure to click the like button. It really does help me get the videos out to more people, and I really appreciate it. Leave a comment letting me know what you liked or did not like about the video, or how my play could improve. And, of course, if you want to see more daily Hearthstone, make sure to subscribe to the channel. There will be more videos every single day, and there's a link in the video description below to click that if you don't want to click the subscribe button directly. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I will be back tomorrow with more Hearthstone. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.